Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this session about S4HANA Cloud, the core of the intelligent ERP. My name is Josep Bonesh, and I work for SAP as consultant in the EMEA South team. Today, we will talk about the journey, about the digital transformation process, and how you can impulse, support, and lead a new type, a new generation of software that is deployed in the most efficient way for your convenience. We will try to inspire you about how it can be done, about the key drivers and compelling events, and when it can be done. I mean, the path to achieve it and the roadmap to complete it. Our team will try to inspire you in this journey. But first, we have to understand where we are, what we have achieved till now. Then we can talk about the future. We must start recognizing that the world around us is changing fast. Nothing remains as used to be. Before jumping into the future, let's see what we have achieved till now.
The world around you is changing fast. The only thing that is certain is that nothing remains as it used to be.
Perfect. We are ready to start. Our team has prepared the following agenda. What are the major industry key trends that will transform businesses? How high profitable SAP customers run? We will showcase the industry best practices. But the next set, the 2.0 best practices. What does it mean for your business? And we will propose you a new approach as well as a possible and achievable roadmap. Let's move forward. Right now, we are observing three major key movements on the industry: 5G communication, edge cloud computing, and general artificial intelligence. They are altogether intimately interconnected. The benefits of each one retrofit others. About 5G. Despite we think we are living in an interconnected society, 5G communication will change the way we understand the world, the way how we consume information, and the way how we interact with others in our daily basis. But even more important, 5G will change the capabilities to create, manage, post, and share information with others, including individuals and systems who are connected on the edge cloud computing, individuals who are nearby you, and a huge and rich set of devices not far from your physical location. Nowadays, we have achieved some remarkable goals, but we have to recognize that we are starting in this challenge. Technology almost allows a simulation of the real world. There are systems out there running in a low demanding situations that can be managed with the actual state of the art in computing and communications, providing a preview about what will be possible. Most of them are driven by or interact with human, where latency is measured in seconds. But when milliseconds response time come on the stage, actual technology fails, and mission-critical business are out of the scope. A new communication standard, the 5G, must be developed with a huge impact in our devices and infrastructures. 5G will change the morphology of our cities too, where millions of new antennas will be deployed to support a massive amount and data throughput, the density of a huge number of devices, and the interconnectivity between all items in the network, most of them in mobility. Let me give you a brief example. Today, each autonomous driving vehicle handles more than 30 active sensors that produce 2 gigabytes of information each 5 seconds. It's easy to imagine the amount of information carried on a single day, per vehicle, or per fleet, or per year. Autonomous driving technology is in an early stage of deployment and maturity. It's in the second phase of maturity, by the well-called driver assistance, out of 5, where full automation will occur. Technology in the near future has to support such amount of information produced by an increasing number of smart devices, and even most important, produced by you. Let's talk now about edge cloud computing. We have briefly introduced the concept latency, which is defined as the time required to transmit and receive back the signal on a network. There are a lot of reasons that increase latency, like medium of transportation or amount of transmitted data, but the root cause rely on the physical speed of light, which becomes a sort of ultimate speed limit. It means that in 1 millisecond, light can transport information up to 300 kilometers, which in fact is not so much, or 150 kilometers if the signal must to return and inform the signal sender. Latency problems become mission critical in remote locations like an offshore drilling rig, because there are thousands of sensors controlling pressure and temperature, among other dangerous KPIs. Either malfunction controls or lack of updated process documentation can cause significant damages and production penalties. Cloud computing is nowadays an efficient and cheap way to deploy and maintain software functionality. This technology will persist and will become improved in the way of the edge cloud computing, meaning that every single item in the 5G networks that connect individuals to the cloud will become self-responsive, storing staged data and executing pieces of software to speed up the latency of the whole network. General AI. If general artificial intelligence will come in the next few years, where we are right now, which type of AI do we have? By now, technically speaking, we are in the narrow AI era. It is generally accepted that today, artificial intelligence can answer questions that a human usually does in 1 or 2 seconds. For instance, recognize if a PDF image is an invoice or not. Most of the AI engines are capable to solve problems that never have been explicitly programmed, code, to solve it. That capability, nowadays, requires tons of pre-qualified training data that provide enough expertise to solve future situations within a confidence range between 96 and 99%. Machine learning, which is a subset of AI, and it's usually based on neuronal networks, is built on top of some interdisciplinary technologies to provide business solutions at enterprise level. Technologies like speech recognition and natural language, either processing, generation, or understanding, but pattern, text, audio, image, video, facial recognitions, and many others. Enterprise ML, again, a subset of machine learning engines, involve a complete set of line of business, from experience to accountability, from signals to transactions. In our understanding, machine learning always has a final economic impact with measurable results, either in your top or your bottom line. To do that, there are a set of underlying technologies that will become the new productive layer of this new era in the midterm. Emerging technologies like autonomous vehicles, medical diagnosis, gaming, marketing engines, crime fighting, robotics, remote sensing, computer vision, transportation, music and intellectual property recognition, among others. In the long-term run, the general artificial intelligence attempt to perform the full range of human cognitive abilities that will support the new way of running business. We have seen the most innovative trends out there. Let's show now what the best set of customers are doing. 2 ideas before launch the video testimonial. We had realized that the best run businesses are consuming software instead of implementing software and using a platform to create a cloud layer where the rest of engines and systems run on top. You can hear directly from our SAP customer.
Shell is a global group of energy and petrochemicals companies. The company uses advanced technologies and takes an innovative approach to help build a sustainable energy future. In May 2014, Shell signed a long-term contract with SAP to move beyond a traditional transactional business relationship towards a true value relationship to maximize mutual business value. Shell is a long-standing SAP customer, and this latest agreement extends the relationship between the two companies through 2019.
The basis of the agreement is getting maximum value for both of our companies. So it's about driving the business forward in Shell, but also leveraging those things that are opportunistic for SAP.
Well, we want to change our business with Shell, and I think Shell wants to change their engagement with SAP. Previously, we were focused on selling software, and Shell had to implement that software over time. We're now changing that to business outcomes and to consumption-based use of our software so that Shell can actually really benefit from it, and SAP and Shell can have a relationship where we can co-innovate together.
SAP endeavors to deploy its best resources to maximize the value from current and future SAP products and services to Shell. SAP and Shell will use a 4-panel structure as the method to identify and drive the value potential across their business.
The agreement is really built on 4 imperatives, right? One is running the SAP systems better. And the second one is figuring out how to use the SAP systems better. The third is how to extend our use of existing functionality or new functionality as SAP develops it. And probably the most exciting is our joint work on innovation, which actually improves our competitive position, but also helps SAP with future technology and future products they can bring to market.
As a result, the two companies will be able to leverage SAP technology and its services competencies to deliver tangible business outcomes for Shell.
One of the opportunities we have is the close fit between what we can do on our SAP systems and our own key objectives within the business strategy. In particular, operational excellence. We have to know what is happening everywhere in the world at any given time, and we need to help people working on assets or in the business have the information they need at the tip of their fingers on a day-to-day basis. And the platform that we have is excellent in doing that if we make fullest uses of it. We, as Shell, I believe, are really only just learning the potential of what we have in our hands.
The technologies provided by SAP include SAP Cloud powered by SAP HANA to create a simplified user experience.
We're using HANA to solve problems we've never solved before, for instance in trading and in treasury. We're using HANA and hopefully the potential of HANA to drive down the total cost of ownership around running the platforms themselves. We're using HANA to actually underpin, hopefully over the long term, the transaction engine that SAP provides for us. All those things provide flexibility, they provide adaptability, agility, and ultimately a new way of running our business if we collectively collaborate to make that technology work for both of us.
Shell is exploring several use cases for SAP HANA that go beyond the ERP or management information space. SAP HANA will help Shell scale and reduce total costs of ownership. Also, the new user interface of SAP will further help users work more intuitively.
Let's go deeper on what best run businesses are performing with a more concrete example in the same customer, Shell Aviation.
Shell Aviation is one of the commercial businesses within the overall Royal Dutch Shell Group. And what we do is we provide fuel services and lubricant services to airline customers. Shell Aviation is fueling an aircraft every 14 seconds with Shell branded fuel. Refueling can happen in sort of plus 45-degree conditions in Dubai to minus 45 in Yellowknife. And people were trying to use pieces of paper, how much fuel was going on the aircraft, what was the aircraft registration, getting the pilots or the maintenance engineers to sign this.
We saw this opportunity to work with SAP and develop a mobile cloud-based application that could automate the ticketing process for the operators, digitally connect the flight operators and the vehicles into the ticketing process. So by doing that on the SAP Cloud platform, we could achieve the agility and the flexibility and keeping the integration into a more controlled ERP environment.
From the very beginning of our e-aviation project, we had this sort of dream to get real-time data directly from the apron into our global SAP system. Before, when we were using a paper-based system, it could take 24 or 48 hours for it to get into our SAP system.
We now use the SkyPad application in a way which simplifies the operator's job by inputting the flight data into the flight schedule, which is then uploaded to the SkyPad. So when the operators are out refueling, they've got all the information pre-populated, and all they need to enter are the meter readings, the times, to obtain the necessary signatures. The main benefits of the SkyPad application would be improved data accuracy, reduced costs, greater operational efficiency, and for the customers, a quicker turnaround. So when you have an aircraft which is coming in on a 25-minute turnaround, every second counts. So if we can perform the refuel and go through the whole process 1 minute quicker, then that counts a lot for the customer.
It's really important that we've had, through the SAP Cloud platform, the opportunity to very quickly and easily get that global scalability, and also to be able to work with the SAP team to be able to manage and customize for particular demands in certain countries. What we expect in terms of business value from the e-aviation initiative is a substantial time saving. So we reduced the length of time for a transaction from 48 minutes by 16 minutes. And that actually means we save an average of 13.3 hours per day per airport.
This next video showcases a new business model, the called platform business model, or in other words, how manufacturers and customers gather, analyze, and share data that collaboratively impact and improve their respective businesses.
While germs are mostly harmless, in a hospital with sick or weakened patients, they can become a serious risk. A challenge for hygiene management at hospitals like Tauern Klinikum in Austria.
Hospital germs are a risk for patients because they can cause complications and pain. Our job is to do everything we can to lower that risk as much as possible.
The main goal of the hygiene team at Tauern Klinikum is to prevent infections effectively, which starts with a simple measure: hand disinfection. To optimize the use of hand disinfectors, Tauern Klinikum has partnered with Hogleitner, a leading producer of hygiene systems. The hospital strives to improve compliance even further.
The aim of hospital operators is to become better and safer, but they can only really improve what they can really measure.
Hogleitner's vision: to turn their dispensers into smart devices that can communicate with each other. Working together with SAP, the company developed Sense Management, a holistic solution which collects and analyzes sensor data of each dispenser, a big step ahead.
In fact, until recently, all data that was manually collected was only very selective information. Now with Hogleitner Sense Management, we have the possibility to collect 24 hours, 7 days a week, objective data in all areas of the hospital. As soon as the data is collected on the SAP Cloud Platform, it can be made available to the customer via dashboard on every end device.
The first benefit, usage and operability of all dispensers, can be monitored. The real added value for Tauern Klinikum is to get additional insights by combining the dispenser data with expert knowledge and additional information.
By combining the usage with the movement data in the Hogleitner system, we are able to act proactively with regards to hand hygiene and thus improve the hygiene standard in the clinic even further.
First results show that the use of sense management can improve hygiene compliance by up to 20% in the first year. For Hogleitner, traditionally a classic manufacturing company, this new solution means an important step into a platform-based business model.
Based on SAP Cloud Platform in connection with Hogleitner Sense Management, we will be able to open new business models for us in the future. This means that we can supply our customers with data that our customers can use again for their business activities. At the same time, we can use this data and optimize our internal production processes.
A move that is turning Hogleitner from product manufacturer to leading provider of hygiene solutions, and will help to make hospitals an even safer place for patients.
If you would be interested in other examples, maybe more similar to your business model, just let us know to arrange a specific workshop. We had concluded an investigation about the best structure to transform signals and profitable transactions at enterprise level. Here comes the results. The most adaptable form of enterprise organization has been called intelligent enterprise. That basically is a set of 3 layers. Let's analyze the basics about how it is organized. The first abstraction layer is intended to gather raw signals coming, in real time, from the natural world and transform them into a better organized set of primary data. Through a huge variety of sensors, signals are captured and transformed in a primary metadata with the first meaningful content. The fact to organize, maintain, and manage at enterprise-wide level, this first layer of sensors is a remarkable task that is conceptualized under the umbrella of Asset Intelligent Network, which exceeds the purpose of this introductory presentation. Let's talk instead about Internet of Things. As a consequence, the way how we manage the outcomes of this primary layer is also called the IoT. That take care about the data itself, which is the sender device, how it will be preserved in a persistent storage, and which are the retrieving systems. And let me stress the plural, systems, because data will become valuable for a sort of systems. This layer orchestrates the communication from the sensors to different systems, as well as between the systems itself, playing a key role called platform data management. The best way to deploy such functionality is through the cloud provisioning that creates the cloud platform concept, where people, devices, and systems access to coordinate the keyword using a rich set of technical services provided by the platform itself. As a summary, this layer transforms signals in raw metadata, as well as articulated communications through different systems and people involved, providing them as an input to the next layer, a set of intelligent technologies. The second layer of abstraction transforms signals into profitable transactions at enterprise level. It's composed for a variety of emerging technologies. It is a kind of open club where the most innovative ways of processing information are coming to. In fact, it's an open club where by now we can mention technologies as machine learning, blockchain, advanced and predictive analytics, natural language processing, visual recognition, but also others are knocking the door. Most important than which are exactly today these technologies is the fact that all, probably in a collaborative way, are capable to transform different metadata types, extract valuable information, doing this in real time, run actionable business rules involving people and systems when required, interact back with the real world through physical devices, and reprocess again a set of new signals based on how real world had been affected. Most of those technologies are able to learn of their subsequent interactions and finally propose improved ways of doing the same duties. From our perspective, most of mentioned underlying intelligent technologies, if not all, are enterprise relevant, because most of them has a direct impact on how we either collect customer feelings and wishes that finally results in a customer sales order, or how our companies plan, produce, transport, deliver goods and services, having a direct impact on production cost, or how we provide information and reward our workforce, preserving the most valuable talent in our organization, either as a billing element or as a payable item, or just as a cost transfer from one business unit to another. So, just in the middle of all of those best-of-breed softwares, you can find the ERP functionality as the core component to reflect all the financial impact. For this reason, all this layer structure becomes relevant for you as a manager in your company to understand how processes can be improved. Generally speaking, we have observed that companies are facing real problems in their day-by-day operations. As a summary, probably you agree on there is a general need of simplification of business process, moving from very customized process to end-to-end standard processes. Rethink how IT support company business model is a pending issue. Here, understand the difference between consume versus implement software plays a key role. Create the right path for future business needs, understanding how the future functionality can anticipate business requirements. If you want a more detailed evaluation about your particular meaning, please just meet an SAP expert on your industry. In the meanwhile, now we will introduce the way how the best companies are facing similar problems that we have mentioned with the intelligent cloud ERP solution. To be more concrete, we will introduce you a new disruptive way of running business, the next generation of finance. For instance, invoice matching using machine learning algorithms.
A finance team's skills and experience can drive a business's success, but not if they're focused on repetitive tasks that machines do better. A simple inputting mistake can be too much for static rules and logic to deal with. When this happens, a human must unpick the mistake. But it doesn't have to be like this. SAP's Cloud ERP uses machine learning to recognize mistakes, make matches, and update rules. Flex to changing conditions, and limit human input to exceptions. Stay in control with tolerance limits and auto-posting thresholds. Then focus on what matters and let the system grow smarter with ease.
Other disruptive example in the same next-generation finance area is the predictive accounting.
Managing your financial performance has never been more challenging. Stakeholders demand forecasts in unprecedented detail. Once given, management live or die by a forecast's accuracy. An intelligent ERP, underpinned by the Universal Journal, gives unique financial visibility even of future performance. Take sales orders. Using data on previous orders and the requested delivery date, why can't you predict how this order impacts your top and bottom lines? An intelligent ERP does just that. Using data from similar past orders, SAP S4HANA simulates product revenue and material costs, as well as the production costs and resulting margin. It then creates journal posting entries for the future results of the sales order in an extension ledger. Management can use this predictive accounting to see expected margin, revenue, and costs, and when they'll occur. When an intelligent ERP simulates all committed orders, management has real-time visibility into future business performance with unparalleled granularity. Predicting revenue or margin by period, product group, profit center, or geography can be done just by drilling into the simulated postings of committed orders. All levels of management can make informed decisions on future revenue and margins. To look at future financial statements, just change to the Predictive Accounting Extension Ledger. S4HANA's Predictive Accounting empowers all levels of management with the visibility to improve tomorrow's results today.
Not only finance, every single line of business has been equipped with engines that set the state of the art in the intelligent ERP. Let's watch a video about demand-driven MRP to achieve the highest service level while inventory is kept at lowest possible level.
Manufacturing processes are changing fast because today's customers demand unprecedented flexibility. Demand-driven replenishment, or DDMRP, offers a solution, helping manufacturers to plan and manage supply chains more effectively. DDMRP will help you strategically decouple material flows so they are less vulnerable to disruptions and establish buffers to dynamically manage stock levels, machine capacity, and manual processes. All told, it will help you shorten lead times, absorb variability, and drive production based on consumption, not faulty sales forecasts. Our intelligent ERP is highly prescriptive, providing dashboards with concise guidance on needed stock for current and anticipated demand while maintaining minimal inventory to protect working capital. It offers proposals for fulfilling demand based on historic and anticipated usage. And when proposals are adopted, the necessary changes are automatically communicated to all stakeholders. With SAP's demand-driven materials requirement planning with machine learning, you can significantly lower your risk of stockouts and inventory costs, but still maintain the flexibility to easily manage exceptions. Let us help you reduce the enormous complexity of today's manufacturing processes.
So far, we have seen some trends, customer-specific solutions, and best practices. We have introduced some examples about this new intelligent enterprise that allows you to digitally transform your company. Now, through the customer experience, that, by the way, is the SAP history, we will draw a generic but achievable roadmap, setting the steps towards some pieces of software and their development model to fulfill a set of business expectations in your organization. We are recommending you, first, rethink if the core piece of your strategy, the ERP, is capable to bring you the automation rate that you need to support your operations. And if it's capable enough to propose improved business models, being your department the leading engine on this transformational process. As a natural consequence, you should start to build your digital platform strategy, the place on the cloud that will become a basis of all future innovation. Second, evaluate how you can impact the most on your top revenue line. In other words, is your market and customer strategy able to grow at the required speed? Because your competitors are out there. You need to put in place strategies that merge and take advantage from the customer experience to customer transactional data. Last recommendation, once you have the core in real time and customers' revenue streams assured, you will be able to evaluate how business networks can help you to grow at an incredible speed. SAP is here to support you in this journey. Just ask for a meeting. Thank you. It had been an immense pleasure sharing with you some ideas that we gathered from our best customers and analysis. Introducing you the intelligent enterprise and focusing on the core piece of this strategy, the S4HANA Cloud ERP. Do not hesitate to contact me or reach the closest SAP executive to explore in detail any of those ideas. Thank you for your time.